A chair scraped violently across the tiled floor as Cato slammed it back and rose to his feet, a folded paper gripped between his fingers like a weapon. "You owe me $4,200, he declared, voice shaking with a mixture of triumph and anger. "And before you open your mouth, yes, the family already decided." Lerato froze mid-bite, the fork hovering just inches from her lips. For a moment she couldn't tell if the pounding she heard was her heartbeat or the dull hum of the ceiling fan spinning above them. Everyone else at the long dining table went still, her mother suddenly fascinated with her plate, her father staring at the salt shaker as if it held divine wisdom, her younger sister Zuri blinking rapidly like she might burst into tears. "What?" Lerato whispered. The word felt too small compared to the explosion that had just ruptured the quiet Sunday dinner. Cato smirked, unfolding the paper with a dramatic flick. "This is the breakdown," he said, sliding it across the table toward her. "Itemized, clear, approved by everyone here." "I didn't approve anything," Zuri protested, but their mother shot her a warning look that made her fall silent. Lerato reached for the paper with a shaky hand. Her stomach twisted when she saw the title printed boldly at the top. Family Compensation Summary. "Cato, what is this?" she asked, scanning the list. "Back rent from when you lived here after college. $1,800. Cato recited proudly. "Electricity contribution, 400. Emotional distress fees, 600. Family support fee, 1,200. She stared at him. "Family support fee? Emotional distress? Are you joking?" He crossed his arms. "Do I look like I'm joking? You sound like you've lost your mind." Their father cleared his throat. "Lerato, this has been discussed." "Without me?" she snapped. "You're never around," her mother said quietly. "You're always busy with your job, your life in the city. So you punish me for working?" Lerato pushed her chair back. "You all sat here and made up a bill for me? Are you people okay?" Cato leaned forward, palms flat on the table. "Lerato, you lived here for months after university. That's not free. I bought groceries. I paid for Zuri's school uniform that year. I fixed the leaking bathroom pipe because Dad was out of town. What are you talking about?" Her father winced but didn't speak. Cato's voice hardened. "Look, the total is $4,200. Pay it and we move on." Lerato looked around the table desperately. "Are you all serious right now?" Her mother's eyes softened for a moment. "It's just, your brother really needs this money and we all agreed it's fair." "So this is about Cato needing cash," Lerato said bitterly. "Not about me owing anything." Cato's expression darkened. "Careful, Lerato." "No, I need to understand what's happening." She turned to her father. "Baba?" He sighed. "Things are complicated." "That's not an answer." "It's the one I have." Lerato pushed the bill back toward Cato. "You're out of your mind if you think I'm paying this." Cato chuckled. "Well, it's not just me you need to answer to." Her phone vibrated in her pocket. Then again. And again. She pulled it out and her heart dropped. Over 40 unread messages in the extended family group chat. "Why is everyone texting me?" she demanded. Cato shrugged. "News travels." She opened the chat and her breath caught. "Aunt Zawadi, so you're refusing to help your own brother? Shameful." "Uncle Themba, disrespectful behavior from the one who made it in the city." "Cousin Luazi, you think you're better than us now?" "Wow. Cato told us you agreed to pay," another message read. "Now you're backing out?" Lerato slowly lifted her eyes. "You told them I agreed?" Cato tapped the paper. "I assumed you would. It's what a responsible sibling does." "So you lied," she said. "Call it optimism." "You manipulated the whole family chat. You set me up." "Lerato," her mother said softly. Just pay the money and end the drama. Lerato almost laughed. End the drama! This is the drama! Zuri finally burst out. It's not fair, Kato. You're twisting everything. Stay out of this, Kato snapped. No, Zuri shot back. She always helps. It's you who keeps messing up. Their father slammed his palm on the table. Enough! Everyone fell silent. Lerato, he said tiredly, maybe it's best if you contribute something, even a portion. A portion toward a lie? She asked. Kato's jaw tightened. So you're still refusing? Even when the whole family has spoken? The family didn't speak, she said. You spoke, and they followed. His smile slowly faded. Then you leave me no choice. He pulled out his phone, typed furiously, and hit send. A moment later, the family group chat erupted again. Kato. Everyone, Lerato has officially refused to support us. She said we're not her real family anymore. What? Lerato shot up from her seat. I never said that. That's what you mean, Kato said coldly. You care more about your money than this family. Her chest tightened. You know what? I'm done with this madness. She grabbed her bag and marched toward the door. Walk away like you always do, Kato sneered behind her. Selfish, ungrateful. She stopped, turned slightly, and met his eyes. This isn't over. The door clicked shut behind her. Outside, standing beside her car, her hands trembled with anger. She had never felt so blindsided, cornered, humiliated. But deep beneath the shock, something else simmered. A cold suspicion. Why would Kato need exactly 4,200? Why now? Why this elaborate manipulation? Something wasn't adding up. Her phone buzzed again, this time a private message from Zuri. Please don't be angry, but there's something you need to know about Kato. Lerato's pulse quickened. What? She typed. Zuri replied almost instantly. He's in trouble. Big trouble. And he's lying about everything. Lerato slid into her car seat, her heart pounding. Trouble? No. She sensed it was worse than trouble. Much worse. She started the engine, her anger hardening into determination. If Kato thought she would just pay and keep quiet, he didn't know her at all, because she was going to find out exactly what he was hiding. And when she did, he would regret ever trying to use her. Lerato didn't drive straight home. She pulled over at a quiet fuel station, turned off the engine, and opened Zuri's message again. The girl was still typing. He's been borrowing money from everyone, Zuri wrote. Even people outside the family. Mama and Baba know. They're just trying to protect him. Lerato's jaw tightened. Borrowing money for what? She replied. Zuri sent a voice note instead. Her voice trembled through the speaker. He's been gambling, Lerato? A lot. And losing. And now he owes people who don't play. Lerato felt the air leave her chest. Gambling. She whispered to herself. Kato? She typed. Why didn't anyone tell me? Zuri answered. They were afraid you'd judge him, or refuse to help. They thought guilt would work better. Her stomach twisted. So they manipulated me? Yes. Lerato leaned back in her seat, staring at the night sky through the windshield. Anxiety prickled up her spine. If Kato owed dangerous people money, then his desperation made sense. But it didn't excuse the lies, the public humiliation, or the ambush at dinner. Her phone buzzed again, this time from a number she didn't recognize. Pay what is owed. You're responsible now. She sat upright instantly. Another message followed. Kato said you will settle his debt. We expect transfer by Friday. Her hands went cold. So that was the $4,200. Not a family vote. Not emotional distress. Not back rent. A debt he promised she would pay. Fueled by adrenaline, Lerato dialed Zuri. The girl answered instantly. Did you get their message? You knew he gave them my number? Lerato asked, voice low and controlled. He said you agreed, Zuri cried. I didn't know he was lying until tonight. Where is he now? At home, I think. Or with his friends. I'm coming back. Lerato, wait. But Lerato hung up. She drove back to the family house, each kilometer sharpening her fury. She wasn't going to sit quietly while someone used her name to bargain with loan sharks or criminals. Cato didn't get to drag her into this without consequences. When she reached the house, the lights were still on. Her mother opened the door before she even knocked. Lerato, she whispered, looking exhausted. Please, let's talk calmly. Where is he? Lerato demanded, stepping inside. Her father stood in the hallway. Your brother is resting. It's late. Cato gave my number to the people he owes. She snapped. They're messaging me. Her mother flinched. Her father's shoulders sagged. So it's true, Lerato said. You knew all along. We were trying to keep the peace, her father admitted. He's made mistakes, but he's still family. He dragged my name into criminal debt. Lerato fired back. You think that's a mistake? That's a deliberate betrayal. Her mother's eyes filled with tears. He said you could handle it. You're the one who's financially stable, Lerato. We just want him safe. And I'm what? A bank? A safety net? Cato's voice drifted from the living room. What's with all the noise? He appeared yawning, pretending like the world wasn't burning around him. But when he saw Lerato's face, his expression tightened. You're back, he said carefully. You gave my number to the people you owe, she said. Why? Cato crossed his arms. Because you were always going to pay. You're acting like this is a surprise. Of course it's a surprise, she shouted. You invented a family bill. You lied to everyone. You ambushed me with a fake vote and now you're dragging me into your mess. It's not a fake vote, Cato insisted. Mama and Baba agreed. You pressured them, Lerato snapped. You guilt-tripped them. Her father looked away, confirming her suspicion. Cato stepped closer. Look, Lerato. I didn't want to involve you like this, but I had no choice. These people. You had a choice, she cut in. You chose to gamble. You chose to lie. You chose to use my name. He clenched his jaw. Don't act so innocent. You've been living your fancy life in the city while we deal with real problems here. You don't understand what pressure is. Lerato stared at him in disbelief. So now I deserve to be punished because I worked hard? That's not what I said. It's exactly what you said. Cato's voice rose. You were supposed to help me. You're the eldest. There are expectations. No, she said calmly. There are boundaries, and you crossed every single one. He scoffed. So you're refusing to pay? Absolutely. His face hardened. Then they'll come after me. That's not my doing. He laughed bitterly. You really don't care. I care, she said, but I'm not going to be manipulated into solving problems you created. Her mother stepped in, voice trembling. Lerato, please. If something happens to him. Mama, Lerato said softly, I love you. And I love this family. But love doesn't mean being used. Cato turned away, pacing the room. I just need a few $1,000s. Why is that so hard for you? Because you're not asking, Lerato said. You're demanding. You're lying. You're bullying. You're turning the whole family against me. Zuri appeared from the hallway, eyes red. Tell her everything, Cato. Cato's shoulders stiffened. Not now. Tell her, Zuri repeated, voice cracking. Tell her how much you really owe. Lerato's blood went cold. How much? Silence. Cato, she pressed. How much do you owe? He swallowed. It's not just $4,200. Her father closed his eyes. It's around $10,000. Her stomach dropped. 10,000? Cato rushed to explain. I didn't expect the interest. Those people don't play by normal rules. Please, Lerato, I'm in over my head. You promised them I would pay off your debt, she yelled. Do you understand the danger you put me in? You put all of us in? Cato sank onto the couch, shaking his head. I didn't know what else to do. Lerato exhaled slowly, fighting to keep her voice steady. You need help. Real help. Not money. Help. I just need the debt cleared, he insisted. No, she said. You need accountability. He looked up at her, eyes desperate. Are you going to help me or not? Lerato turned to her parents. We're having another family meeting tomorrow. Everyone needs to be there. All of us. And we're going to handle this the right way. Cato's voice rose with panic. What are you planning? The truth, she said coldly. And she walked out. Her mother called after her, but Lerato didn't turn back. She needed air, space, clarity. And she needed to prepare, because tomorrow she would expose everything. And this time, she wouldn't let Cato twist the narrative. Lerato barely slept that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Cato's face, defensive, desperate, deceitful. She saw her parents' guilt. She heard the messages buzzing in the family group chat, accusing her of selfishness without knowing the real story. By morning, her decision was firm. She arrived at her parents' house before noon. The living room was tense, and everyone was already seated. Her mother wringing her hands, her father stiff and silent, Zuri perched on the edge of the sofa, and Cato pacing like a caged animal. You didn't have to drag this out, Cato said the moment she entered. We could have handled this privately. We tried privately, Lerato responded. You handled it by lying to everyone. Her father exhaled slowly. Let's just talk. Lerato sat down, her voice steady. I did some checking last night. Cato froze. She continued. The people messaging me aren't lenders, they're collectors. Dangerous collectors. The kind you borrow from only when you've run out of all other options. Her mother quietly gasped. That means you didn't just gamble, Lerato said. You spiraled. Cato's face flushed. Lerato, stop acting like you're perfect. Perfect? She cut in. No. Responsible? Yes. And that's what you hate. You hate that I built something steady while you kept chasing shortcuts. He clenched his fists. You don't understand what I've been dealing with. Then tell us, she said, locking eyes with him. Today, everything. Cato hesitated, then collapsed into a chair. For a moment he looked smaller, like the weight had finally crushed him. It started with sports betting, he said quietly. Small amounts, then bigger ones. At first I won, then I lost, and kept trying to win it back. Zuri looked away, tears sliding down her cheek. Cato rubbed his palms together nervously. I borrowed from friends, co-workers, then loan apps, then these collectors. I kept thinking I could fix it before anyone noticed. I didn't want to disappoint you all. Lerato shook her head. You didn't want to stop. That's the truth. He didn't deny it. Her father cleared his throat, voice gravelly. Why didn't you come to us? Cato laughed bitterly. And say what? Hi, Baba. I've lost thousands of dollars because I thought I could outsmart mathematics? You'd have disowned me. Her father's jaw tightened, but he said nothing. Lerato leaned forward. So instead of admitting it, you blamed me. You made up a fake family vote. You invented a bill. You filled our group chat with lies. You told criminals I would pay your debt. You dragged our family name into danger. Her mother covered her face with her hands. This is too much. Cato looked at her helplessly. Mama, please. I didn't know what else to do. You could have told the truth, Lerato said. What truth? He snapped. That I'm a failure? No, she said softly. That you needed help. The room fell silent. For the first time, Cato's anger cracked into visible fear. They'll come for me, he whispered. I don't have the money. I can't pay them. They'll hurt me. They might hurt all of us if this continues, Lerato replied. You think hiding and lying will stop them? He shook his head slowly. I needed time. Time ran out when you involved me without consent. Her father rubbed his temples. What do we do now? Lerato took a deep breath. I have a plan. Everyone looked at her. We are not paying the whole debt, she said firmly. If we do, Cato will do this again. He needs consequences, real ones, not more enabling. Her mother whispered, but if they hurt him? I'm not suggesting we abandon him, Lerato said. I'm saying we take control. Not him. Cato swallowed hard. What's the plan? First, she said, we're going to talk to a lawyer. Then, we'll negotiate with the collectors through proper legal channels. These types of collectors thrive when the victim panics. When they see calm resistance, they back off. But we need leverage. Cato blinked. Leverage? Like what? You lied to them, Lerato said. You told them I agreed to pay. That's fraud. If we bring that up legally, it weakens their claim. He looked horrified. You're not going to expose me? I don't want to, Lerato said. But understand this. The only reason I'm helping at all is to fix the mess you dragged us into. Not to shield you from consequences. Her father nodded slowly. This makes sense. We can't keep throwing money at problems. Cato looked between them, disbelief in his eyes. You're all turning against me. No, Lerato said. We're finally stopping you from destroying yourself. Zuri reached for his hand gently. We love you, Cato. But love without boundaries isn't love. It's permission to self-destruct. Cato stared at their joined hands as if seeing Zuri for the first time. Lerato continued. Second, you're joining a support program. Counseling, debt recovery, gambling addiction intervention, no arguments. Cato flinched but didn't refuse. And third, Lerato added, you're apologizing. Properly. To the family. To the relatives you lied to. To me. He looked up sharply. I'll try. No, Lerato said. You'll do. Her father exhaled with relief. This is a new beginning. But Cato wasn't relieved. He seemed shaken, humbled in a way that finally looked real. Hours passed with discussions, arrangements, and long overdue honesty. For the first time in years, the family spoke openly about fear, resentment, boundaries, and loyalty. By the end, they weren't healed, but they were united in purpose. As Lerato stood to leave, Cato approached her hesitantly. Lerato, he said, voice breaking. I'm sorry for everything. I panicked. I lied. I hurt you. But I didn't mean to. Not really. She studied him for a long moment. His eyes weren't manipulative now. They were human. Flawed. Frightened. Remorseful. I forgive you, she said quietly. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. And it doesn't mean enabling. He nodded, tears gathering. I understand. Good, she said. Because this is your last chance. He nodded again. Before leaving, Lerato typed a message in the family group chat. Truth has a way of coming out. I never refused to help family. I refused to be manipulated. There's a difference. The chat went silent. Completely silent. For the first time in days. Outside, the evening breeze brushed her face as she walked to her car. She finally breathed freely again. The chaos hadn't disappeared, but she had taken control of the narrative. She had protected herself, and she had given her family a fighting chance to rebuild. Before she started the engine, she recorded a quick voice note, her closing reflection for the day. If you've ever been pressured by family into paying for a mistake you didn't make, you're not alone. Stand your ground, protect your peace, and never let guilt make your decisions for you. She let out a small, tired smile. And if you want more stories like this, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps these stories alive. She ended the recording, exhaled, and finally drove home, knowing this time the truth had won.